I'm gonna try to convince you today why you should go pick up a 300S, whether it's a 5.7, whether it's one of the new 6.4 300Cs or an older SRT8. I'm gonna let you know right now why these are one of the best dailies that you could buy. So this car is equipped with a 5.7 liter V8 with an 8-speed transmission. And let me tell you, for the size of this vehicle, this motor really isn't that bad. I've had more powerful vehicles and I've had slower vehicles, but this one, it's pretty good for what it is. When I tell you, it is one of the most all-around cars that I've had ever. It's pretty heavy, all right? It weighs 4,500 pounds, fully loaded and equipped the way it is right now. And I'm telling you, this thing is fully loaded. But getting back into the performance, this car in particular will do 0 to 60 in 5.1 seconds. Now, a standard 300S, you'll see they're listed at 5.5 seconds, but this one does have a few things done to it: exhaust, intake, coilovers to help it squat down and launch better, really put that power to the ground. So like I was saying earlier, I had these Kumho PS91s, 295/35 20s on these Velgen VMB5s. They're 20 by 10.5. I can't remember the exact offset on them, but I'll put them somewhere up here on the screen. These things handle amazing. Obviously, you can see this sweet fitment right here. This thing is really nice, low to the ground, gets that center of the gravity super low, helps improve the handling, and I've got that going on with these Silvers coilovers. Now, these Silvers coilovers, they're a lot of money, not a lot of money in comparative to some coilovers, but they're a lot more than a spring and shock combo. And I'll tell you one thing, I've had spring and shocks on here, Bilsteins with iBox, and the Silver coilovers are way better in terms of how they handle. If you just want something to slap on the car and go, a spring and shock combo is very, very good. A solid spring and shock combo can do wonders for a car and definitely improve the handling. But if you want more customizability in terms of your ride height and just your dampening control, a good set of single way adjustable coilovers like I have here, man, they make a big difference. Earlier I did mention to you guys that I had a SRT style rear valance on here, as you can see right here. I got this directly from Mopar, so you can call up Dodge and give them the part number, which I can put the part number right here for you guys. And I also got these carbon fiber forged stainless steel tips. I think they're 4.5 inches. I got them off of Amazon for like 50 bucks. They held up okay for about a year. We're all getting to the point where it's almost a 2-year mark on these things, and the clear coat has faded. $100 total. I'm really not complaining. I even think I got like a 15% off thing on Amazon, because you know how they have those deals going all the time. So I might have even paid less for these. And yeah, I'm really happy with them and I'm not complaining. The car freaking sounds awesome. If you're curious of what the exhaust setup is, it is a stock primary, stock secondaries to a rear muffler and rear resonator delete. Used to have the older kind of slants chrome fake tips with the exhaust underneath, and that was just not it. That wasn't looking that great. I wasn't a huge fan of that, so we got rid of that, and we put this SRT style balance on here. Like I said, it's got the newer tail lights on it, obviously, and again, this nicer 300 SRT style spoiler. I just personally think that looks fantastic. It really completes the look of the rear of the car, especially paired with the valance. I think that just, man, yeah, the car looks mean, especially with this low stance and these really, really wide tires. Now that I'm in the interior of the car, I wanted to talk about it a little bit and touch base on how I feel about this car's interior. I had so many different cars with so many different stylings of interiors, so many different qualities of interiors. And when I tell you, this one is a pretty good, I'll say it's the best overall interior that I've owned in a vehicle. In terms of all the functionalities, all the options that it does have, like all the features and things like that, all the creature comforts and everything going along with that. So let's start off right here, right in the driver's seat. This is the main seat that you're gonna be sitting in. The seats are super comfortable. They're heated, they're cooled, super comfortable. I can lounge in these things forever and just chill. Like when I'm telling you, I could fall asleep in these, no problem, without issue. Definitely possible. So moving on to the steering wheel, which is the second thing that you're touching all the time. It has these paddle shifters, which, man, I'll tell you, they look decent. The click on them is really mushy and gross, isn't very good. I mean, I don't know if you can hear this, but it's like clicking on a really cheap keyboard. It's not good. I've had really nice paddle shifters in other cars, and these are not it. They're okay. And the biggest problem that I have with these, you have some issues when you're trying to shift up at time. If you kind of click it too fast, it will downshift on you. And that is a problem when I'm trying to get into third gear when I'm cruising through my neighborhood, because I live in a neighborhood with some older people in it and I don't want to be rude. So I try to get into the highest gear possible so I can cruise in really nice and quiet. And this car sometimes at 20 miles an hour just likes to downshift into the first. And if you know, that puts you all the way up to like 4,500 RPM and everybody gets upset with me. So I don't I'm not a really big fan of how these shifters work. Going on to the center console over here, it has a nice 8.4-inch display with a nice little black clock. So when my car turns on, it does have the SRT logo whenever I start it. Simply because I have those apps. I'll start the car really quick. I do have all these customization options between the track, sport, custom, auto. So it has the eco mode and all that. Sorry, let me turn that. So it has the eco mode and all that kind of stuff in the car, which is pretty neat. And that's pretty much it on the interior for the most part. The rest of it is pretty standard. Again, piano black interior. There's a lot of space. For you as a driver, for your passenger, even for if you have children like I do, it works out again. Again, this car has heated seats in the rear, has a rear sunshade, the panoramic sunroof. This car is fully equipped and I really do like it. Okay, so here we are back in front of the car and we're gonna wrap up this video really quickly for you guys. So my overall thoughts on the car. I think personally, if this is something that you're looking for, even if you're looking at a Charger, I think you should pick this over a Charger. Unless you just really are in love with the way the Charger looks, go for it. Yeah, definitely a better vehicle in terms of how much more customizability you can do with it. Not that there's not a lot for this, it's just not as much. I think personally, I think it looks way better than a Charger. That's just my opinion, especially with the SRT styling. I think it looks freaking fantastic. This hood looks amazing. The car's body lines look fantastic. It kind of has this almost OEM wide body presence. I really like that about the car. Some things I don't like about the car, again, would be probably things like the fuel efficiency. It's pretty bad. It's a Hemi, and it's a heavy vehicle that doesn't make that much power. So the fuel efficiency on it is pretty bad. I, on average, get like 14 miles to the gallon. If I'm really really trying, I can get upwards of 17, like if I'm like babying it the whole time. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of hard to do with how this car sounds and how it performs with the suspension setup that it has now. Would I buy another stock one? Yeah, because again, it didn't take very much money to get it to this point. So if you were wanting one to look like this, or you want one to perform fairly well, definitely recommend buying one, especially if you get one with the 5.7. Even if you get a 3.6, if you put a supercharger on it, those things will rip. So I guess you really can't lose either way. And then most people nowadays are throwing Hellcat swaps in these, Scat Pack swaps, the whole nine, you know, I mean, people are throwing full Charger interiors in here. When I tell you this is one of the best overall cars that I've owned, I mean it. I really do mean that. I think it looks freaking great. I think it sounds great. It hauls my family around great. It does what it needs to perfectly. It's not trying to be something it's not. And I think I like that about the car. It is exactly what it is. And that is a fun, practical, you know, affordable family sedan. That is another thing too. These things are super affordable. You can get these things under $30,000 all day long. So like that's like depending on the mileage. Like this one in particular has 42,000 miles, so it has low miles. I got it with 36,000 miles. So for the year, it's got pretty low miles. Again, yeah, you can't beat it. You really can't. There's not too many other things in the price range that I would suggest that you buy in terms of reliability, performance, all that kind of stuff. There's definitely other cars that you could buy in this price range that you can make way faster and way better. But practicality wise, having 4 doors, having a nice V8 that sounds good, being fun, man, tell me a better car in the comment section, please. Let me know down below what you think is out there for under $30,000 that has all this, has everything that this has: pano roof, rear sunshade, rear heated seats, vented front seats, heated steering wheel, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, all that stuff, nav, Hemi. I mean, it doesn't have to have a Hemi, but nice performance, you know, engine, you know, something like this. Tell me what you guys think is comparable to this, even better than this in this price range. I'd love to know down below. Man, that's pretty much it, guys. This is probably the last time you guys are actually gonna see this car. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys are ready to see what's next for what's coming for me. And it's already at my house. So yeah, see you guys.